morning, everyone. Today's Thursday, July 1st, 2021, and happy early 4th of July to everyone. I hope that it looks like a good weekend to a certain extent, and I hope everyone is making plans. We are here in town. We're in full operations. All events are on schedule, and it should be, we're moving very, very fast past COVID, and it's a good thing. Today, we're also going to have a brief special town board meeting prior to the work session. We need to address some 3 resolutions that need immediate attention. And, yes?
2.
Oh, it's 2? Because I have here 1. Okay. It's going to be 2? Oh, the third one didn't make it out. Okay. Right. Good. And I have, before we get started, let's do the pledge. And
Yes.
Tim, can you take the lead?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, so I have, thank you, Tim. I have 2 brief announcements. As you may or may not have heard, today was our first schedule Live on 25 with fireworks, and unfortunately, due to the pending inclement weather, we've had to, it was a decision made by the bid, the police chief, myself, we had to cancel. It was canceled, and we encourage everyone to attend the next one, which is on July 15th. We are going to have 4 Live on 25 events, and so this rain date will be rescheduled for the I believe August 19th, Live on 25 event. And secondly, I'd like to remind our residents that to visit our online survey that's being conducted. It is the second survey regarding the development and design of the future town square. Your input is very important, and it counts. And we hope that we have a great participation. It is your town square, and let's move it forward. Okay, we're going to begin the special town board meeting today for consideration of these 2 resolutions that are up. The first one amends the town board resolution number 2021-392, June 2nd, 2021, which among other considerations authorize a designated alcohol service vendor to serve alcohol at the Reflections Art in the Park experience on Peconic Avenue in Riverhead, New York, on July 19th, July 17th, and August 14th, 2021. And second, the second resolution is to extend and authorize the building and planning administrator to approve temporary suspension of enforcement of outside dining permit requirements and zoning district limitations as set forth in Chapter 253 of Riverhead Town. Currently, the outside dining has expired yesterday, and we'd like to keep it and for our restaurants, obviously, and we're going to extend it for 3 more months. It is my hope, and hopefully the town board will join me, and if we can make this this resolution permanent to assist our residents, hopefully we'll be able to do that by the time that it expired. And Jeff, can you do me a favor? Can you look into that about possibly making it permanent, our outside dining, and notify the board? And let's have something in place before the next expiration. I know Southampton did it. I spoke to Jay Schneiderman, and he had made it. He made legislation concerning outside dining. Is that?
Yes, I've already been in conversation with Craig Zidek, the chief fire marshal. He identified some issues that we need to resolve, but I think they're all fixable. So prior to the expiration of this extension, we'll have something in place.
Okay, and once the board agrees, can you do the resolution to
Yes,
make it
absolutely.
permanent?
Yes.
Prior to the expiration of September 30th?
Yes, and
Okay,
we'll
perfect.
make that a priority at the, I'm looking at Councilman Rothwell and Hubbard. We'll make that a priority at our next code committee.
Absolutely.
Perfect, thank you so much. Okay, Chip, do we have anyone on Zoom concerning comments on the two resolutions before us? There's no one on Zoom? No? Okay. All right, Diane, can you please call the vote, please?
Anybody in the audience?
Anybody in the audience? Nobody want to come forward? Nobody on Zoom? Any comments from us? Okay. So, Diane, please call the vote. Thank you.
Resolution 438.
Amends Town Board Resolution Number 2021-392, June 2nd, 2021, which among other considerations authorize a designated alcohol service vendor to serve alcohol at the Reflections Art in the Park Experience in Grand Jebel Park, Peconic Avenue, Riverhead, New York, on June 19th, July 17th, and August 14th, 2021. Rescinds SC Net Worth Incorporated, doing business as Diggers Fine Foods and Spirits, as an alcohol service vendor participant regarding Reflections Art in the Park Experience and the Alive on 25 Street Festival. So moved.
Seconded?
Vote, please.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
So it looks like Peconic Brewing is taking this over
Yes.
instead, which I think is a good thing. I vote yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Before I vote, yes, Peconic is taking over. Diggers was not able to work through this. Apparently, they were having some staffing issues, and Peconic Brewery stepped up, and I vote yes. Great idea.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 439.
Resolution to extend authorization of the Building and Planning Administrator to approve temporary suspension of enforcement of outdoor dining permit fee requirements and zoning district limitations set forth in Chapter 253 of Town Code of the Town of Riverhead, subject to specified conditions. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Bayrock.
Yeah, I think this is a great thing because a lot of these businesses have already made provisions and put a lot of money into making outdoor seating areas, so I think this is a great thing to continue. Yes.
Kent.
I agree. This is something that I always wanted to see, the outdoor dining in our downtown area. I like the idea of moving forward with it permanently, but since we do have enough time before it expires in September, Jefferson, maybe there are some things to tweak. Maybe we could do that at a work session just so we're apprised of all of it and we have plenty of time. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to the next Alive on 25, which unfortunately we had to cancel, and the outdoor dining moving forward. I vote yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes, and I agree with you. Something that we started at the beginning of COVID. Riverhead was the pioneer in this effort. I remember, and Jeff, you were there, over that weekend, Memorial Day weekend last year. We were calling each other at 10 o'clock at night, trying to put the application online and get it going. And we were the pioneer here in Riverhead, and now it exists throughout the entire Suffolk County, which is it's a great thing, and most of the towns are making it permanent. And yes, I definitely vote yes. It's a great project.
Resolution adopted.
So maybe we want to open it up, Supervisor, to any comments on any other matter?
Yes, are we done here, everyone? Okay, great. All right, do we have any comments from the public today? Okay, we have one. Oh, how are you?
Morning.
Good morning. You came out before the rain, huh?
Yeah, I came out before the rain. I share everybody's sadness about losing Live on 25. I think this has been a marvelous
It has.
addition. John McAuliffe from Rolling Woods in Riverhead. A couple of things. One is, there was an article that said that Suffolk County is lower than other counties in terms of vaccination rates. I don't know whether Riverhead, how it fits into it, and whether you're thinking about any additional effort to encourage people who have resisted getting vaccinations to get them. I would hope that's possible. The second is, Tim, you may not have noticed, but there was the article in the Local produced a lot of pushback about the removal of the trees from the parking lot, and one can never judge anything by comments, but I wonder if that question of the removal of the trees is still an open one, or whether they're going.
I would say it's probably still open. We're going to look, we're going to meet with the parking district. This was designed by the parking district and accepted by them. So we're going to talk. We have phone calls out, and we're waiting to get back together. So
I know it's a dilemma,
It is
because
a
you
dilemma
need the space,
because-
but on the other hand, it's a shame to open up that wonderful new openness to the river and then take the trees out from the
Well,
parking lot.
you know, the other side of it is with the town square coming, there'll be many more trees planted on that side of the street. So we'll lose some, we'll gain some, and we'll see if we can do something down in that parking lot to maybe satisfy
Great.
some of the
Yeah,
people.
and
that are
maybe some
concerned
trees
about
by the river are possible too. That's-
So I
Um,
just wanted to say I'm glad that that is still open for some discussion, because we did hear from quite a few people in the community. There were a lot of people that chose those trees and watched them grow, and they're mature trees, and I think it's always upsetting to lose trees like that. And it provides a lot in that back area, and that's something that we're moving towards. So I'm glad that we're at least going to have some discussion about it, and I think the community will be glad to hear that.
There was also coincidentally a major survey which has now said that the higher the income level, the more trees tend to be in existence in a community. So that just showed up on on the web today. But my main questions have to do with the racing. And it's mostly update questions. I have seen that the ticketing is all now being done pre-event, and appreciate that, which you guys brought about. But it's still a little waffly on the numbers. The latest in their website acknowledges that there's a number limit, but doesn't give a number. And as far as I know, the 4,000 number is still floating on Facebook. I don't know if it's pulled down or not, but, so you might want to get him to, well, first question is there now an agreement about what the numbers will be?
Yes, there is.
Okay, if you could, what is that?
It's going to be, I believe, the 1,100 and 256
So it's his
races.
original 1,300, which
Yes,
is
that's
fine.
it.
That's,
It's
yeah,
not, it's not going anywhere near 400.
That-
I understand your
4,000.
concern. Excuse me, 4,000. They also hired an event company for security. They're going to do an assessment on it to ensure that, everything flows. And the sponsors are working with us very, very closely. I like the fact that they hired an outside risk management agency to look at the location and, again, ensure that none of the sensitive land is touched, and
and
crowd control, and vehicles, and personnel, and yes, all the tickets are being sold strictly online.
Okay.
And, John, I'm sure you've been online and looked at the website.
Yeah, no,
And they have said, don't show up that day. because
yeah,
we're
no,
not
I think
entertaining you. So,
I think Scalzo's been very responsible
yes.
about that, but I think it's worth noting that those things are always put in the context of, we want to do it right now, so we can get bigger and better and longer, and
I
so
understand.
the tent, the camel's nose is in the tent, and I think you have to be sure the rest of
Okay.
the body doesn't
So
appear.
that number has been secured, and there
Right.
will be no.
Oh, no, I'm
further
talking
issues.
about year or two. Their ambitions are not just for these 8 races. Is there anything new on the spray question? Because the last time, there was simply discussion about solvents versus water.
That's being
versus-
worked on.
Still
at
being
the
worked
moment,
on.
And
I'll chime in. I think the last email back and forth I had with Mr. Scalzo, it's my opinion that he has agreed to forego any tire prep.
Okay,
Which he can.
Which would be the tire compound. Instead, he'll rely upon a water burnout type of scenario where
Okay.
it's just water.
and the final question, which may be a technicality, in some of the documents, it said there has to be a Suffolk County resident that's taking responsibility for this, either Scalzo
I'm
nor,
not sure it says resident or Suffolk County address for service. It says resident. He's looking to establish a tenancy here during the event. So,
and what
but
about,
he's designated an agent as well.
okay, and what about the second set of 2 races? Is he, I mean, he's up island in Nassau County and in the city, he's not in Suffolk at all.
No, I believe there was a Huntington address, if I recall correctly, which would be Suffolk.
Not on the second. I
I'll-
mean, not
I'll check-
anything
I'll
I've
check
seen.
with them. I'll
The
check
only
with
thing
them on
I've
that.
seen is Hempstead and Long Island City, so.
I'll check with him and Carol from the town clerk's office.
Okay.
Because
All right, so thank you very much.
That sounds familiar to me.
I think it
Just
was
a
a
couple
Huntington
things.
address.
Oh,
if I
by the way,
remember
John, it's really quite impressive that you read out of that tiny little notebook, I have to say. Bob, the last email I saw, I thought he wrote something about diluting it.
He talked about I think it was called an organic volatile solution, but again, I seem to recall before leaving last week that an email came from him where he agreed that he was just going to forego the tire press.
Okay, can you just
Because I
confirm
thought-
that? Because
I
I
will.
thought the last one I saw said that he was diluting it. And also.
No, it was a different compound.
It's a different
It's a
compound.
different-
It was a
Okay.
different compound.
Yes.
It was
So-
It's a natural organic,
friendly.
was a,
Right, I know
He
that.
came available. He-
Correct.
Yeah, it became available, so.
The other thing I was wondering, the chief sent us a list of concerns, and I wondered if all of those had been addressed.
I'm not sure.
They are
That's-
gonna be addressed, we're working on
Those
it.
were police, not legal, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's not
Okay.
here today, but they are gonna be all addressed, he sent us the email.
Right.
And we're gonna ensure that they're all addressed. Every concern, we're gonna make sure that this race takes off, and everything is in sync, and everything is appropriate, and so we are working, myself and Councilman Rothwell, on all the concerns. He is the liaison, and we're gonna make sure, Catherine, that they are all addressed, so thank you for bringing that up.
Well, we did get that email 2 days after the approval, so I just want to make sure that those get addressed. Thank you.
Okay, yep, and that's our responsibility and our job, and,
it's always an ongoing process, so.
yes,
And both promoters have been excellent in accommodating all our requests and all our needs, and so I commend them both. They've been great working with.
all right, anyone else want to comment? Anyone on Zoom? Chip, no one? Okay, thank you, everyone, we're gonna close the special town board meeting, and can I have a first and a second to close the special town board meeting?
Motion?
Second.
All opposed?
Just before you do that,
You opposed?
before you
You're that
close,
guy at
just
the
to
wedding,
answer the one
Bob, when
question.
they say, does anybody have anybody to say something
Peter
about?
Scalzo at 6/25/2021, it wasn't as late in days, I thought, 3:22 PM, wrote, "Bob, please be advised that I will not be using PJ1, VOC, or any other liquid traction compound for the racetrack. Not street race series at EPCAL, thank you. Best regards, Pete."
Thank you, Bob.
Good point. Okay, so I had a first and a second, and all opposed, all in favor?
All in favor?
Okay, so moved, everyone.
Sorry about that.
All right, we're gonna have to take a break for a couple of minutes, so we can redirect to the next meeting.